Hello friends, it's Kelly Pullum here. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! In Canada, and I'm excited to share some paper crafting with you tonight. I wanted to let people know about classes that I have coming up. I now reside in Sudbury, Ontario, and I have booked a class with the South End branch of the Public Library on October 3rd at 1 p.m. We'll be doing a beginner card making class. So if you have never made cards before and you think you might be interested in trying it, you should let the people at the library know you'd like to participate and get yourself registered for that class on October 3rd. I also have 3 card classes coming up at the Parkside Senior Center. They will also be at 1 p.m. and they are on, let me just check, September 19th, October 24th, and November 21st. The cost for those classes is $20 and we'll be making 3 cards. So, some exciting things coming up in Sudbury, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. I love teaching people about card making, and it's just great to find other friends who enjoy the same things that I do, and that's always a good thing, to get a good community going. I also have a class coming up on September 21st where we're going to be doing a kit together. Now, a kit together does not mean we all do the same projects. The idea of the kit together is everybody purchases a kit from Stampin' Up! Through my web store, and then we can all get together and work on the kit that we have. Some of the kits don't involve stamping, and some of them do. And right now, in the month of August, all of the kits are on sale up to 30% off. I'm going to share just a bit tonight to show you the kit that I'm going to be using. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Sue. I'm so glad you're here with me. It's lovely to see you, or at least to know that you're here. Here we go. I need to switch my camera view so you can see what I'm looking at. There we go. So this is what our kits look like. They come in a box like this. Hi, Marilyn. Good to see you too. Okay, so our kits come in a box like this, and in the kit is everything you need to make the projects. This one does involve stamping, so it's got a little stamp set with it. This is a Christmas one I'm going to be making, and it's got a Night of Navy ink pad. It includes even the acrylic block that you need to make the cards. I can't get my fingers underneath this here. There we go. It also has some little embellishments, some gold twine here, and some adhesive stars. Just get this open. I'm not holding my mouth right, my mother-in-law would say. Here we go. There. I just want to pull out the back here. Oh, Sue, 160 of 250 Christmas cards. That is incredible. You are an amazing woman. I can't believe it. Good for you. I was not that productive today. All right, so this is the kit that I'm going to be making at the kit together, and I have a Christmas Whimsy card kit. It makes 2 different cards, as you can see here, and it will make 4 of each. And then inside, the kits come with instructions, and this tells me what materials I need, and then it tells me with pictures what I need to do. So what I need to stamp, what I need to cut. The little hexagons tell you if you need dimensionals, and there's little circles to tell you if you need glue dots. It's very comprehensive, and it even comes with a little measuring tool along the side in centimeters and in inches. So the kits are, as I said, they're very comprehensive. They have everything you need to make the projects, and right now they're on sale, as I said, up to 30% off. So I hope that you would purchase a kit and join me on September 21st. There's no cost for the class, but of course you need to purchase your kit. So there we go. I'll put that aside for now. Now, I'm rolling all over on my chair here. Tonight, I'm going to be using Oh, Kathleen, yes, it is a fun kit. I'm going to be using the Inked Botanicals Designer Series paper here tonight. It is a 6x6 stack of patterned papers, and I'm trying to get some out here so I can kind of show you the patterns. Calypso Coral is featured. It's got some very vanilla in it, some crushed curry, Lost Lagoon, beautiful patterns. Most of them are quite delicate, which I kind of like. And of course they all coordinate. I'm loving this one with the fall leaves, but I haven't used it yet. Although, do you know what? I saw yesterday when I was walking the dog, I saw a leaf that was mostly yellow. They're already starting to turn up here in Sudbury. How about them apples, eh? So, beautiful patterns. Some of them are florals, and some of them are sort of plaids that could be used for different purposes. Some of them are leaves. So a very versatile selection of patterned papers here. Okay, just kind of flipping through to show you a few more of them, but I think I've got most of them I've shown you here. Yeah. So, anyway, that is the Inked Botanicals that I'm using tonight. And I'm also using the Circle Sayings bundle. So that is stamp set and punch for tonight's video. I'm using the Lost Lagoon ink and Lost Lagoon ribbon. I love this ribbon. I'm fond of ribbons that aren't too wide, so this one is perfect. It's 1/4 inch. I'm going to use some of these festive pearls. Now these are soft succulent, but I think they work pretty well with my card. And then I'm also going to pull in this embossing folder. So this is the Stripes embossing folder. It comes in a pack of 2, the Stripes and Splatters. And I'm going to be using that tonight with my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so try and put things aside and not knock them over. That is the challenge. So, for the card tonight, I have a vanilla card base. This is very vanilla thick. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and the card will go this way. I mentioned in the description of the video, this is cased from Tamara Bertram from Tamara's Paper Trail. She did a blog hop with ladies that earned the incentive trip for Stampin' Up, which is only a distant dream of mine. Nonetheless, she did a beautiful card that I loved, and so that's what I'm casing tonight. So then I've got a very vanilla envelope, and this is a 3x6 piece of patterned paper that I'm going to use to decorate the envelope. Then I've got this piece. This is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, I believe. I better double check that. My memory. Good. Yes. So 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is the punch from the, so it's 2 3/8. This is 1 3/8 by 4 1/2. Then I have 2 pieces of very vanilla cardstock, and I'm not going to remember. These are 3.5 by 4 3/4, and these are 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Okay, and I've got 2 of those in Lost Lagoon. Alrighty. So to start off with, I'm going to do my stamping. So I'm going to pull in my little mat here. And I've got my ink. I'm going to use the flowers tonight. And I'm going to use the Smile sentiment. There we go. And then on the inside of the card, I'm going to do Thinking of You and Today. So those are the pieces that I'm using. Okay, so pretty simple stamping tonight. Just since I'm doing such simple stamping, I want to take the time to make sure I give you some tips on doing the stamping. So I'm using a photopolymer stamp set. That's a clear stamp. And so I've got a foam mat underneath to help make sure that I get a good image when I stamp. I'm going to just kiss the stamp set, or this stamp, to the ink pad. And I've put it on this acrylic block. That is important. I have had people come to classes and they say to me, oh my goodness, they thought they were just going to glue the stamp onto the paper. No, 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 no. So we're going to ink it up here, and we're going to put this into the circle, and I'm going to have to just stand up a little bit because I can't see the top of the circle there. And there we go. Lovely. Then we're going to take our smile sentiment, and we're going to put that underneath here. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring in one of the pieces of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to stamp the Thinking of You. And the Today. So just one color of ink. This is pretty monochromatic. And there we go. Very easy peasy stamping. I did feel that stamp rock a little bit, and I should tell you, that's not good. You shouldn't make your stamp rock. You want to go straight up and straight down. And because I always forget, I'm going to pull in my chamois and clean this before I end up with ink on my fingers and make a mess of the card. It's always a good idea to clean your stamps immediately after using them, and I have heard other demonstrators say the same thing, and it's not because I'm worried about whether they'll come clean later. It's because I know that if you don't, you might get it all over yourself. Okay, so I can put my ink mat out of the way and these things out of the way. There. So now I'm going to pull in this piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to just cut it with a little flag in the bottom. Hi Gail, welcome. So I'm going to just snip here up about, just a shallow cut, about 1/4 of an inch, and then cut from the corner in. Well, I didn't quite get to the corner there. Let's try that again. Corner in and corner in. Have to just touch that up a bit. There we go. Good. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece, but I'm going to go just a little further, about 3/8 of an inch in. So I'm going to cut up and then in from the corner and in from the corner. And there we go. So now I'm going to bring in my mini Stamp, Cut, and Emboss machine. I'm going to use the stripes folder. So I'm going to use plate number 1. I'm going to put this paper vertically in with my stripes. And actually, because I have a line on here, I'm going to line it up upside down. It just helps to get your paper straight. So I don't know if you can see the line across here, but I'm going to line it up there and then close it. Place that on here. And then in we go. And that just adds a nice little bit of texture here. So let's put this together. I'm going to take my card. looks like I've got little pencil marks on there. Don't know quite how that happened. Where did they go? Now I can't see them. Okay, I'm seeing stripes. That's not a good sign. Okay. Here we go. So we're just going to burnish that with the bone folder. And I'm going to flip this over because the back seems just ever so slightly smaller than the front, and I don't want that to show. So now I'm going to take one piece of my Lost Lagoon, and that's going on the front here. So this is going in the center. Then I'm going to put my plain piece of Very Vanilla on the front here. And this just has a skinny little mat. Now I'm going to start to add my pieces of paper. So this is going to go about 1/4 of an inch in and then just centered top to bottom. And it's going directly down. There. And then this next piece, because it's the same color tones as the piece underneath and I want it to show, I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this one up. And I think you'll see what a difference it makes just to add a little depth here. Now last week's card was really simple. This one is a little bit of a step up from that, but really not difficult at all, and really pretty good for a casual crafter. You don't have to have a lot of experience to make a card like this. It's pretty simple and doesn't use, although I did use the embossing folder, you could skip that part and you could make this card and it still would be lovely without it. And so I think, as I said, I think this would be a good card for someone kind of just starting out, not a ton of experience. I'm going to switch that and use a small because I want to put a couple on the side here at the edge of my circle. When I'm finished, don't go away because I have another card to show you where I kind of cased. So I cased Tamara's card and then I cased my own card and I made something different yet again. And so that's kind of the fun thing. For me, I love to piggyback one card on another. And even from when I first started crafting, I did a lot of what I called, I don't know, variations on a theme. So I would start with a card. I might get an idea from Pinterest or something like that. And then I would start with one card. And then that would inspire the next and the next and the next. And that's a great way when you're learning how to make cards to get going. So take somebody's card, you know, change something up. Tamara used different paper. She had Berry Burst and pecan pie colors for her card. Very different from what I've done. So it's great to case somebody else's work and then go from there. Now to add a little touch here, I'm going to just take my Wink of Stella. I haven't used this in a long time, I realized, but it is fun. And I'm going to just color on top of these flowers with my Wink of Stella, and it just makes them a little shimmery. and it's easy to do. You don't have to be too terribly precise. The brush tip makes it easy, and it just gives it a tiny little shimmer that makes it a little extra special. And there we go. So that is that. And now I'm going to add a few of my soft succulent pearls from the Festive Pearls. We have a couple sets of pearls right now in our online store, and they are great fun to work with. These are not too big. Oh, do you know what I realized? I haven't done my bow yet, so I better put this down and then stop and tie my bow. So I'm going to use about probably about 12 inches of ribbon here, but I don't need to measure necessarily. Well, this is what I usually do. I start off, I put the length of tail that I want for my bow, and I start with that. So that's going to be my tail. This is going to be the width of my loops. And then in order to know how much to cut, I come down here, that's where my tail is. I go the same distance again, and I go down there and I make my cut. And that's how I know how much to use. Okay, then I've got my ribbon held between my thumb and my third finger, and then when I bring this loop over, I hold it in place with my ring finger. So everything is kind of stacked there. I better get my fingers over where you can see. There we go. So everything is stacked. I've got thumb, third finger, loop over the index finger, and hold this in place with my ring finger. And it's all held in place. Now I'm going to take the long tail, poke it between the two open fingers, and that forms a loop over my thumb. Pull this piece back up, and it's coming around now that loop in the middle. I'm going to go underneath the piece from my thumb. Now as I do that, I'm going to pull it off my thumb, but I'm going to go under that piece, left to right. I don't want that to twist on me. And then I'm going to pull this tight. And there we go. That is my bow. Okay. And I usually just take a look, see which side looks best. This side is the best. So that's going to be the top. Get my glue dots. Now because this is a fairly heavy textured ribbon, it's not terribly heavy, but it's a little thicker than some. So I'm going to use 2 glue dots on there. And this is going to go just underneath here. Okay. Try and pull this piece down a little bit. There we go. Then I'm going to just cut my ends. This one a little shorter. Okay. There we are. Now I can finish with my pearls now that I know where my bow is going to go, because that's important. Because I'm going to put one piece over here. And I'm going to put one under here. Oops, I didn't get it. There we go. Let's see. There we are. Okay. So I still haven't done my inside. I think sometimes it's fun when you have a mat on the front of your card to add the same size mat inside the card. So that's what I've done here tonight. So I'm just going to position this in the center. Already stamped my piece to go inside here. we go. All right. So there is that. And now I'm going to add a little bit of paper to my, oh, I should have my silicone mat in here. Here it is. The silicone mat is great because your adhesive won't stick to it. So when I go over the edge like I did just there, I won't end up with the adhesive on my table, which you don't really want, do you? Okay. There. So now I can put my patterned paper over top, and it's 6 inches is long enough. It'll just hang over either end. And then if you turn it over, it's really easy to cut. And if you happen to cut a little envelope off by accident, oh well, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to show. So this is just a quick and easy way to coordinate envelope and card. Now you're going to see another card in just a moment, so don't go away on me yet, because this is the card that I cased from Tamara's. And hers, as I said, used the berry burst and the pecan pie. And then I thought, well, I'm going to take this basic card design and I'm going to make another card that uses the same ideas. So for this one, I did the same idea on the envelope. I made my card base the dark color this time. And I added a lighter, very vanilla on top. So that's 4 by 5 1/4. I made my paper strip here just a hair wider. I did it actually 1 1/2. And this piece I've forgotten. I think I made it a little longer. Here's my ruler. Because I was using, yeah, so that one is 4 inches. No, 3 1/2 inches. That's right. So it's 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 instead of 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I just wanted to do the other stamped image here because I wanted to pull in the color, the crushed curry, from the card there. I could have also done it. This might have looked lovely in the Calypso Coral as well. And then I used our brand new deckled circles to pop that on here. To give a mat underneath that circle. So we have a product that has all kinds of circles. I should grab it. No, I can't put my hand on it immediately, so I won't take the time to look for it. But it has all kinds of layered deckled circles. So the deckled just means the edges is a little rough on the outside, but they're just gorgeous, and they get quite large, which I'm really excited about. Anyway, same color scheme basically as the other card, just a few other colors to pop in here. If I had been brave, I might have made this in the Calypso Coral, but I wasn't that brave, so I made it the Lost Lagoon. Besides, I like Lost Lagoon. And then I did this inside, thinking of you because you're awesome. So, 2 variations on essentially the same card design. Don't be afraid to play. Case your own cards and make something new. So that was my fun for tonight. And I really did love working with this card design. It's one I think I'll come back to again because it was easy to do and it's very effective. So thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate your presence here. If you can like the video, leave a comment, share the video. Those are all great things for me, and I appreciate the support. Anyway, take care, friends, and I hope to see you again next Tuesday. I'm going to have another card for you using the Circle Sayings bundle. Have a good evening. Bye-bye now.